Quite the story to tell. I just beat 2 attempted murders. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. I was in jail for the last 4 months from May 20th to September 27th. 131 days without seeing my son, without eating any food that I wanted, without being outside. I only went outside once that whole time. So no sunlight, you know, no grass, no trees, and just in the hell and dangerous place that is Wayne County Jail. That is hell on earth. If anybody thinks hell isn't real, jail is close to that. And I'm not complaining. Totally, I know jails in other countries can be worse than that, and jails in some other cities and counties are worse than that, but this jail as a place, being stuck around a bunch of men you don't know, is bad. And I was there for 4 months over a crime I didn't commit, facing the threat of life in jail. Attempted murder comes with life, and I wouldn't have gotten life because I'm a first-time offender. I have no criminal record, but there were two attempted murders. So if I would have got found guilty on both of those, then the judge definitely could have decided to go with life based on the severity of the charges. And it was totally not true. I didn't do it at all. That's the wildest part. I did shoot someone in self-defense. The person actually chased me, and I was running away when I shot him. So I kind of, I was backing up at first, and I turned around to shoot, because they were chasing me. And I shot once, he fell, then I left. When the arraignment comes, I'm in jail at that point. Or that was holding, before you get to county jail. That's the detention center. People know in Detroit what that is. I'm at the arraignment. They're talking about my bond. And the prosecutor's like, he deserves $1 million bond, unaffordable bond, because he tried to kill 2 people. He threatened, I'll kill you, bitch, I'll kill you too, I'll kill you all. And the only reason he didn't keep shooting was because his gun stopped working. And when I heard that, I'm like, huh? I'm not changing my face, but I'm in there like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? That absolutely did not happen. So I did shoot the guy, and he fell, and my gun jammed. But I never said I'll kill you. I never said I'll kill you too, or bitch, I'll kill you. I never said no words, including I'll kill you. And I never tried to squeeze the trigger again after it jammed. I fixed it, and I left. But there was no, oh, I'll kill you too, bitch, I'll kill you too. But that's the story that they told to the police. And that's something that I did wrong in the situation. I have a CPL, a concealed pistols license, and you're supposed to notify the police immediately. It's not totally wrong if you don't, because you could be in panic and shock and fear. And that's partially what happened with me. My woman and my son were with me. So I left, I got out of there to get them home. And I didn't think about going to the police until a day later. So I went to the police a day later, literally about less than 36 hours, a little more than 24 hours the next night. And they arrested me, and that was May 20th, and I've been in jail since then. I just got out once I beat the case on September 27th. My trial started on September 23rd. So 4 months because of those lies for a crime I did not commit. And that's what made jail the hardest and the most miserable, is knowing that I wasn't supposed to be there. Self-defense is more than, acceptable, allowable. In Michigan, we have good self-defense laws. I am a CPL holder. I have no criminal record. I brought myself to the police, and I gave them a statement. I didn't say much, but I just wrote a statement and said, this guy chased me, so I shot him. So I made the statement that it was a self-defense case. But because of how they lied and stretched the story. They gave me $1 million bond, no 10%, and they thought, you know, it was over. Like, we got this nigga, we gonna slam him. And the case was weak. I don't know where they got that from, but I had to sit in jail and wait for trial. And I knew I was gonna beat it, you know, one, because I didn't do anything wrong. I was in the right with regards to the situation. So I was confident, like, that just righteousness is on my side because I'm not wrong here. And two, well, I don't know what two was, but I knew I wasn't wrong. And I lost my train of thought. But I was confident the whole time, and it wasn't until after, you know, and some friends came to court and just seeing it from just the trial stage that I realized, like, I actually could have lost that. And I could have lost my life to these accusations because people who heard it for the first time and didn't know what happened, you know, when you hear one side saying that I said all of these things and you just hear me saying that I didn't, but I did shoot the guy. It was a tough battle. But they came to court and lied so dramatically, and they, you know, gave their testimony so theatrically, like overdoing it, that there was no question that I didn't do what they were saying. You know, one person said after I shot, she came up to me and grabbed me by the shoulders and said, "Yosef, what are you doing? We love you." As I held the gun to her chest and was cocking it back, trying to fix it and pulling the trigger. And she said it more dramatically than that. I'm going to say it again later as I tell the story, but that is illustrative of how they were lying to make me sound just like the craziest person ever, to get me locked up. And that really happened. Like, people really lied to get me potentially life in jail and caused me to lose, you know, 4 months of my life away from my son and my house and my woman and my family over, you know, something that they were wrong for. So, yeah, I guess I'll get into the story. This, to top it all off, this was family, or used to be family. My own aunt and my own cousin are the perpetrators, the people who lied on me in this case, tried to give me life in jail. So this happened at a family event, a baby shower. To make matters worse, that's part of why the bond was so high, but it wasn't my fault. It happened at a baby shower. There wasn't a bunch of babies around for people who might hear baby shower and think that nobody was there yet. It was dead, you know, it started way later than it was supposed to. It started at 4, nobody was there yet. But this is back in May, a Saturday in May. It's in the backyard. I got there, nobody was there when I got there besides the host. Some people were inside, but it's a backyard event, table set up in the backyard. I'm there with my baby, my woman, or our baby rather, and a cousin or two are there, cousin and her mom. We're interacting, we're mingling. About an hour later, my aunt shows up, and this is my bougie, thinks she's better than everybody, like got some money, looks down on everybody else, arrogant asshole aunt. I didn't know how bad it was until this event. She comes with her daughter and her brother. When she's 50 or so, her daughter is 26, her brother is 35. So these are all adults. Don't let the titles mistake you. And her brother is like a bigger dude, you know, 6'2", maybe 250. And like, I didn't know this, but he like acts as her bodyguard, like big dog, you know, he doesn't work, she takes care of him. So for that, he overcompensates and like tries to protect her or bully people in her name, or you know how a brother can be. So that's what this boiled down to. I shot him because of a small disagreement that she and I had, and he tried to step in and check me. Sounds bad, but I'm not in jail, so you know that I wasn't in the wrong. Um, this happened fast too, so they had just got there. Boom. I'm coming back from my car, the tables to the backyard to the event start at the end of a driveway. So you go up the driveway. I'm gonna try to paint it. You go up the driveway, table starts. So top of the driveway is the table we're at. It's a big backyard, or not a big backyard. It's a backyard, and there are tables around, chairs around. You can go to the end of the backyard. There's like some tables at the end, tables in the middle, whatever. But we're at this first table at the top of the driveway. That's where my woman and my son are sitting. So I'm coming up the driveway, and I see my aunt reaching for my son. I put out my hand like, hey, can you wash your hands first? We ask everybody to wash their hands before they touch our son. He was 7 months at the time, and we're new parents. But regardless, that's just not that crazy of a thing to ask. She scoffs at me and picks him up anyway, like grabs him. And then she grabbed him with attitude, because it's like, my woman isn't handing him to you because she believes in the rule too. So even if she's being polite because you're my aunt and not trying to be too forceful, she doesn't want you to grab him without washing your hands either. So she grabs him like, and then it's like, this isn't somebody else's baby. This isn't a piece of food. This isn't a suggestion. I said, can you wash your hands before you pick up my son? It's over. It's like, it's no, and I just grab him anyway. You know, it's like, you gotta do it, you know, or just don't pick him up. It's not that hard. Just don't pick him up. Or just go wash your hands, or even put on some hand sanitizer or something. So she just grabs him. And I'm like, put my motherfucking son down. And I grab him from her and give him back to my girl. She like, who you talking to? And I'm like, I'm talking to you. I just asked you to wash your hands, you know what I'm saying? And you picked up my son anyway. Like, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? That was it. I would have went a lot harder. You know, I could have popped you in the mouth for touching my son without washing your hands, but it's my aunt, so I left it there. You know, I didn't get too forceful, too loud. I didn't yell, I didn't cuss besides saying, put my motherfucking son down. I just said that, sat down. When I sit down, she just stays there, hovering over my woman and my son. Like, just like fuming. Her brother and my cousin, her daughter, they walk up. So they hadn't heard what just happened. They walk up. He comes up to me and, you know, we greet each other. So that just reinforces that they didn't know that there was tension at the time. Like, he like, what's up? He put out his hand. I stand up and I give him a forearm dap. And I tell him, you know, this is the same rules. Like, I don't shake hands when I got my son with me. But mind you, we just cool at this point. That's why that's important. Because, like, he hadn't noticed anything. Yeah, I sit back down. The cousin, her daughter, she goes to like nudge my son's arm. And that's when the aunt starts mocking me like, oh, don't do that. He gonna have a fit. You know how aunties are. Don't touch his baby without washing your hands. He gonna have a fit. Mind you, that's not a thing to mock. Like, that don't even sound right if you think about it. It's not like you have a good point. Like, oh, don't touch his baby without washing your hands. He gonna have a fit. Like, yeah, rightfully so. But I didn't say nothing. Then she says, this is good bacteria. He's not a newborn. This will help build his immune system. So it's like, nigga, I don't need your motherfucking medical opinion. And also, just shut the fuck up and leave it alone. This is my son. Get on. Like you don't have to make no more points about it. Like, it's over with. You're not picking him up. Just walk away. When she said that, I'm like, thanks for the tip. Said it with an attitude. That's when little big brother, he come up on me like, do you got a problem? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my aunt. And me and him not related. But still, this is my aunt. And all I said was, thanks for the tip. You trying to check me. You ain't really heard nothing that crazy yet. But he like, do you got a problem? So the first thing I said was kind of soft. Like, look, like, I don't even know you like that. Just leave me alone. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Just leave it alone. I said something like that, like de-escalating it, like not getting aggressive. This nigga turned into Dom from Fast and the Furious. But that's my family you talking to. And that's exactly how he said it. Like, he's standing up and I'm sitting down, remember? So he leaning over me, like looking down at me, like, but that's my family you talking to. And it's like, what next? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what are you escalating this to? Like, what are the next steps here? You feel me? Like, but that's my family you talking to. So it's like, I said, all right, nigga, so what you want to do? And I'm saying that not really to push it all the way there that fast, but it's like, this ain't nothing to take it this far over. If you know that this is about somebody not picking up a baby without washing their hands or whatever, it ain't nothing to trip about. So I'm just like, just get on. Like, nigga, what's up? Like, what you gonna do? Because if you don't want to just punch me, which you shouldn't at this point, then just get on. Like, it's not really, I'm not trying to debate with you or argue with you. This don't concern you, one. And two, I ain't wrong here. Like, I'm not even trying to turn this in. He take off his watch. He like, oh, okay. That's exactly what he said. Like, oh, all right, something like that. Take off his watch. And he gets squaring up like, oh, okay. I'm like still dumbfounded, but I react because I'm not going to go out like a, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So I stand up and I got some mace in my pocket. I stand up, about to grab my mace, and my gun is visible because it's a hot day. This is May, end of May. And I just got a t-shirt on and I got a big gun, like a Glock 17, which is like a big sized handgun. And it's holstered, but you can see it. So when I stand up, he like, what you got a gun? What you gonna do? Shoot me? And it's like, nigga, I can. Like, you not some high honor. You ain't the president. Like, you ain't impervious to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you press me and I got a gun, I might shoot you. You feel me? Like, you feel me? But I was reaching for my mace. But that's how you could see it because I'm reaching for my mace. When I get my mace in my hand, and it's thankful I carry mace, because that saved me in the court case. When I get the mace in my hand, I was like going to aim it at him, but it was more just like, hey, watch out. But I didn't squeeze the trigger yet. I just had the mace in my hand. His sister, my aunt, I didn't know she was turned up like this, but she grabbed me like, you ain't finna mace my fucking brother, and grabbed my arm and get to wrestling me for the mace. So I'm like, bitch, I'll mace you too. I start macing her because it's like he with the gun, like, you ain't above getting maced. Like, me and him got the problem. I'm not really thinking about her, but apparently she was on that too. Like, as I found out from how the rest of this played out, it was like them versus me. And I really was only looking at him because me and her didn't have a bad relationship before this. So apparently she got this aggression and be fighting motherfuckers in our family, or, you know, got beef with all type of motherfuckers and get physical with people. I didn't look at her like that. So I wasn't really seeing her when this was happening, but she was like inching toward me. You know what I'm saying? Like we was already kind of close, but she was like, you know, like waiting for the shit to jump off, and was kind of glad when he was checking me. So I started macing her. I maced her mostly. Like, bitch, watch out. You feel me? And I maced him a little bit. But I wasn't the initiator of the contact. Like, she grabbed me once I had the mace in my hand and trying to get it out my hand. Like, nigga, you ain't finna mace my brother. So I'm macing her, macing him, and I'm backing up. You feel me? I'm trying to get away from them. When I get free from her, like get loose, I'm still moving back. And I lock eyes with him. When I lock eyes with him, he look at me like, big nigga with that like hawk enraged look, like he coming, he knocked some chairs down and he knocked 2 down, so ignore my 3, but it was like a and start charging toward me. I'm backing up, you feel me? Mind you, I'm backing up because you're not supposed to fight with the gun. And it's like, if you come at me while I have a gun, I ain't got no choice but to shoot you, because if I don't, I'm putting my life in danger, I'm putting your life in danger, I'm putting everybody's life in danger, because we could easily get to wrestling for the gun fall, the gun go off because I hit the ground. You feel me? So I'm not trying to engage. Like the first thing I said, I wasn't trying to engage. When I maced, I'm not trying to engage. You know what I'm saying? I'm backing up. He charged me. He running at me. When he gets running at me, I'm like, oh. And first I was backing like this, then I, turned into a run like this. So I'm running, but I'm looking back at him. So I'm like, oh. And then when he kept chasing me, I shot, pop. I shoot. He fall, and my gun jam. I felt my gun jam because when I pulled the trigger was stuck back. For those of y'all who know guns, I can just imagine a gun. Every time you shoot, it's gonna force the trigger, it's gonna force your finger back to the starting position. So my shit was just stuck. And you could see it, like the gun was jammed at the top. So I'm like down there embarrassed and kind of like more than I'm worried and shocked. It's just like, oh shit, my shit he fell. So I was at least safe for that moment. But my aunt did chase me with him. And I didn't even peep that at the time because I was only focused on him. And it didn't dawn on me till later that this is them trying to jump me, basically. But when he ran after me, they came in like a horseshoe. So he came along this side and she came along a fence. I'm gonna probably post pictures and shit later. But he came along, she came along, and I'm shooting at. But like, if I wouldn't have shot, this nigga would have just tackled me and she was coming to stomp me with him. You know what I'm saying? So my gun jams, I cleared the jam. You know, when I said some little shit like, nigga, that's what you get. Like, dumbass nigga, like, get up. Like that's what you get. Like, come get up. Like, what was all that shit you, whatever. I fixed my shit, cock it back, put it in my holster, and I leave. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I go home. I'm like, still like, whoa, in recovery from the situation. I hear all type of shit, but the main thing that I heard was that they were just saying I was the aggressor and I shot him while his back was turned. So I'm thinking like, okay, they lying, but I'm gonna win this case in court because he chased me. Like, we started arguing. Remember, I sit at the front of the backyard, but the gun went off and he fell in the back corner of the backyard. So I'm thinking like the shell casing back there, his blood is back there where he fell at. So I'm thinking like it's an open and shut case because it's clear that I was defending myself. One, because I ain't really think about the mace really helping me, but the mace made me look real defensive later on. But I was just focused on the fact that I ran from you, nigga. So if we started arguing here, you ain't got no justification for how you got shot way back there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, like, okay, you're going to say your back was turned, you feel me? I'm thinking that the bullet must have hit him in the front too, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, boom, I got that on my side as well. And I knew that they were saying it, like that's what I had heard. But I also heard he was talking about doing some gangster shit to me, like, we got to find that nigga, y'all better find that nigga before I do. That's what he said to the police. That's in the police report. Then I heard his mom or his aunt or my aunt, his sister, was saying shit like she was finna send niggas looking for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing the gangster side. And I know they lied to the police, but I didn't know how bad they lied. So I go to the police the next day. So this happened on a Saturday night. I didn't go Sunday night. I went Sunday night going into Monday, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm thinking I'm going to get a rain that day, get a bond, and be home. I get there. Still, I'm thinking it's just 1 versus 1. Like, he's saying I was the aggressor. I'm saying he was the aggressor. He bigger than me. He chased me. He know he was wrong. He know he started it. Boom, let's go to court. Like, I'm come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that they not even going to try to drag it on that hard. You feel me? I ended up finding out he just got shot in his hand. And then he just got grazed in his hand. He didn't even get, seriously shot in his hand. So I'm thinking like, and he was talking that, y'all better find him before I do, whatever. I'm thinking like he ain't trying to go to the police that bad, whatever. That was a Monday. I went in Monday morning at 2 a.m. Detective come talk to me. I tell him I ain't talking with our lawyer. Tuesday come, Wednesday come, arraignment. The arraignment come, they like, they didn't even include me when they read off the charges, but it's 2 attempted murders. I'm in there like, huh? Like I only shot one person, so where's the other attempted murder? If you attempt to murder somebody and you got a gun, you would have shot him. Where is the other? They said he attempted to shoot more times, saying, I'll kill you. Bitch, shut up, I'll kill you too. I'll kill all of y'all. Mind you, my family is in this crowd. It ain't nobody there but a few people. But my cousin is out there, like a good cousin that's not on their side. My woman is out there, my son. So who is this all of y'all that I'm threatening to shoot? My own people, you feel me? And then we got into an altercation and I shot. So it's like, where is all of this blind rage y'all talking about? Like, it was clearly a situation. We got into it. It was not like I just went off the rails and just was having a psycho day and just boom, boom, boom. It's like, no, I got into it with this nigga. I shot him. That's it. They tried to play it like I was throwing chairs. They was just standing there and not saying nothing, trying to tell me that they loved me and calm me down. Like, hey, man, we're all family. What's going on? And then I was just wilding out of control, macing people, then pulled out my gun and shot. And I'm like, huh? That's when I get this discovery, like the police report, and see all the shit that they saying. And I knew I had it because, according to their story, I was standing there and then I just pulled out my gun and shot. So I'm like, if that's y'all's story, how y'all gonna justify that? We started arguing here, but boom. So, and then when I got arrested and I'm in the back of the police car, their screen says he shot 3 to 4 times. And I'm thinking like, well, that's not true. I only shot once, so they can only find one shell case in there. So boom, I got that part too. So I know it's too many lies to make a strong case, but I didn't even think it was gonna go to trial. I'm thinking it's gonna get dismissed. That's May. The arraignment is like May 22nd. $1 million bond on 10%. Huh? 2 days later is a bond reduction hearing. I'm thinking, like, I'm getting out Friday. He like, we don't have no other sides of the story. All we heard was they side. Keep it at $1 million. Huh? I don't got no criminal record. I got a CPL. I brought myself to the police with the gun. I gave them the gun. The gun was in the car. I said, here's my statement. Gun in the car if y'all need it. So I meet all the criteria for a bond. Like, I'm not a flight risk. I came to y'all. I don't have no criminal record. They said I was a danger to society because I tried to shoot this place up. And I know them. I know where they live. So if I get let out, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to do something to them. But it's like, how am I dangerous to society with no criminal record? And y'all could put me on house arrest. So that's an option if I'm so, they acting like that's too loose. Like if I'm on house arrest, I can just run out and go. So I was like, huh? That's May 24th. I didn't get out till September 27th. So that just goes to show how this shit went. I'm thinking next court date, I'm going to get a bond. You know, it's a couple mini court dates before the real thing. No bond. Next court date, the preliminary exam, that's when they decide if they going to take it to trial or not. I'm thinking like, they ain't even going to take this to trial. Sorry. She came in there, my cousin. That's when somebody has to give sworn testimony that you did some of these things. And if nobody comes, it doesn't go to trial. It's called getting bound over. I'm thinking they might not even come to that because they know I'm not wrong and they not going to come lie on their family. She get in there talking about, yeah, I'm going to kill you too. He tried to kill my mom. He tried to kill my uncle. I'm like, and he didn't even show up And the mom didn't even testify at the preliminary exam. So I'm like, if them the two people I tried to attempt to murder and they don't come, how does this have the grounds to even go to trial? But apparently, all they needed was the one witness. And we saved our witnesses, like my woman and my cousin who came to testify, and myself, I had to testify. We saved them because anything you say can and will be used against you. So if we gave any side, they would have just twisted it up and knew how to prepare. So I was in there. That was the end of May when those first court dates were. That preliminary exam was the end of, what was that, June? Then they set my dates for trial. Like, yeah, trial set for August 9th, pre-trial. And then the trial set for September 23rd. I'm like, huh? like I already been in this mud a month. And I had to stay in there knowing I had to be in there till August 9th, thinking like, well, I'm gonna get it on August 9th. I'm gonna get a bond. The judge was like, we don't need to talk about bond again. We already discussed this. See y'all September. I'm like, huh? Man, so, yeah. 4 months in jail, 4 months of my life, 4 months not seeing my son grow. You know, he started to walk. Luckily, I caught some of his first steps on video, but he started to grow teeth, started to eat solid food. And then my woman just had to be at home by herself with him, single parenting it for the whole 4 months. That's bogus as hell. You know, income and business stuff that I was taking care of all down the drain, you know. And jail was miserable as hell, for sure. I got beat up in there, I ain't gonna lie. It was a one-on-one fight I just lost. I wrote a book, though, in there. I did some growing. So, we weren't supposed to make this too long, but I know it's long. I'm gonna break this up into a series, and I am gonna release a book with all the details. It's a memoir of my time in jail. It's gonna describe all of this that happened. Some of the growth that I experienced in jail. I got some, not books, but like think pieces that I wrote in there about life that I'm gonna publish as well. So, yeah, Yodi, man, I beat 2 attempted murders. Thank the Lord, you know, thank the energy. I came out victorious because I could have been facing at least 15 years in jail or something like that, or prison rather. And I had to do those 4 months waiting for trial, and that was tough, but it's all over now. It's all blessed. So, a lot to talk about, a lot to come. Y'all gonna hear more podcasts coming soon.